Alright, it's Roger, Mud Fossil University. I just did a little presentation that sounded a little bit nasty actually when I went back and listened to it, and it wasn't meant that way at all. I do get carried away after a while because I've been assaulted for many years now, and to stick up for myself I have to become a little bit combative. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm hoping for the best for everyone, and that's the only reason I made these statements I made. And they relate to God and truth and delusion. And at a certain point, if you love God, you can get to a point where you just become deluded. And that's this area. That's a way above reality. And if you hate God and there is no God, you can become so deluded that you can just dismiss everything that points to God. So there's God, there's truth, and then there's delusion. And God sits in here with truth. No God, you can come up with all kinds of things to say, oh, there's no God, because I've never seen him, I've never talked to him. But you have to delude yourself with all the things that do exist that prove God. And here, you know there's a God, and you feel there's a God 100%, but because you want to be so much believing in God, you allow yourself to believe, oh, the earth is flat, because academics came up with that concoction to destroy your mind, to make you look so gullible that you would accept anything if it pointed towards God, and therefore God makes you look like a fool. That was an academic creation. There's not a word in any Bible or any religious text at all, ever, that said anything about a flat earth. Not a single word. And there's hundreds of words that say orbits, and the Vimanas went from land to land and globe to globe. We know that everything else is round, and for some reason you want a flat earth. You've bought into the academic lie that has directed you against God, and you will be used. So now I'm going to let that presentation that I just made play out, and you can make your own decision. And I don't mean it to offend you, and I don't mean it to hurt anyone. It's strictly to try to make you understand, to look for yourself. Don't let these people tell you things. Don't let me tell you things. If you think I'm lying, fine, go about your life. But pay attention to what I'm saying, or you have no clue whatsoever, and you are irrelevant to reality. So if you don't pay attention to the facts that I present, then that's free will. Go on about your life. Okay, Roger, Mud Fossil University with sort of, might be a little bit of a difficult session today. Now, what I'm going to show you right here is a dragon. Alright, that is the head of the dragon. This is his throat. It comes down. This is all that fuzzy little fluty looking stuff that's on the side of a dragon you see in the Chinese ceremonies and so forth, and this little fuzzy stuff that goes down along with it. And this is the dragon's throat, and there's the dragon's flary eye, and there's the dragon's funny looking nose, and his back with all the fluty stuff coming off. And this is his throat coming down, which is lined with obviously dragon scales, and these are the dragon scales of the throat. And as they come down, his dragon-scaled throat, and of course all the fluty little flary stuff that is on the side of the dragon, and it comes down through his throat. It goes down further and further and further, all the way down his throat, into his stomach, into his intestinal area, and all of this red blood running off. And it is a red-blooded creature because we can see the effluent that is coming off of its decaying body, and it's red and black, which is the ferrous oxide O2 and O3, the red and the black of the vein and the artery, and it has bled away from this creature as it's not been here long, and it's dead in the desert of Morocco. And its stomach is here, and its contents and its legs are there, and its tail runs down to here. And here is where I will end this discussion of the dragon, because I feel that I have shown it so that it cannot be disputed. And there is also the effluent running off of the dead dragon tail, which is also scaled. Now, anyone that's been following my work understands these are transition metals from the blood of dead creatures. This dragon is over 900 miles long. He starts here and goes almost all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. So, if you don't see this, if you don't understand what you're looking at here, then I would suggest that you do whatever you do that has nothing to do with reality, because you have no ability to see reality. And that will be the academics, and the geologists will see this as a natural formation, just happened to look like a dragon. Now, I have no hope for you people whatsoever until you turn yourself around. None whatsoever. God has dismissed you and says your destruction does not sleep. Look it up. Peter 2:2-4. The teachers have concocted stories in their greed to lead you away from God. Is exactly what it says. And their destruction does not sleep. I can go on and on. There's dozens and dozens of quotes that discuss teachers and how academics lie to take you away from God. And God is very upset about that. That is the worst of the worst of the worst thing that they could ever do. And there will be no forgiveness unless they turn around immediately and beg God for forgiveness. All right, so that's you academics. I expect you will just walk away now because you have been exposed. And you cannot stand it, and you cannot challenge me. And you have no words for me because you cannot stand up to the words and the truth that I have and the science that I present. What I have is DNA and CAT scans and chemistry and autopsy analysts and anatomy, and you have nothing. All right, so I have dismissed you. Now, let's move on to the flat earth. Well, first of all, you are agents of Satan, and you will reap that reward. Now, flat earthers, you have also been taken over as an agent of Satan, because you could close your eyes to every bit of a reality. When you say there is no satellites, there's no rockets, there's no space, there's no comets, there's no space station, there's no outer space, there's no meteors, there's no Mars, you have closed your eyes to reality and become a tool of Satan. Because anybody that can just say, this isn't real, it isn't real, it isn't real, I don't want to hear it, it isn't real, you are lost. You're either an infant or you have been taken, your mind has been possessed. I have no hope for you until you can see through your own eyes, because now you're being directed. And the director, or the worst director, is Wise Up. He's a vile creature. Come back to your own reality. Don't let somebody treat you like a 2-year-old. I'm not treating you like a 2-year-old. I'm saying use your own eyes. I don't have all the answers. I'm just saying things that I can show proof of what I'm saying. I can show dragon scales. I can show the texts that were written. I don't tell you to shut your eyes off and don't believe what you see and believe me because I'm the one that just has words to say. No, I have facts to present. And the reason I got so upset today was because all I wanted to do was try to do a timeline on history. And every single time I speak, I am attacked by flat earth people. Academics stay away because they cannot protest anything I say. They can't challenge me. They have to hide from me. But flat earthers come running out. Oh, the earth is flat. The earth is flat. You're a fool. You didn't study the earth is flat. Well, I'm done with you. So stay away from me. I'll block you instantly. It's called turn the other cheek. All right? I present stuff. You don't want it. I turn the other cheek by blocking you. All right? I was going to do a presentation on the history of the timeline and our history and the reality of space and the Sumerian texts and the Anunnaki and every bit of... I've read virtually every single text from every single culture, from Hesiod and Plato and Solon and Herodotus and every single one of them. Every single one. And they all say the same thing. It started with chaos. And then I was really worried about the Sumerian texts because they go back 450,000 years, the King's List. And I couldn't fit it in. So I finally did some more searching, and now it all has fallen into place. And it upsets me viscerally every time I make a presentation, because the flat earth people just attack like little minions from Satan. And that is what you will be used as, minions from Satan. Wake up. Get away from this wise up guy. He's ruining your mind. Absolutely, and there's so many of them out there. You've just been totally taken over by Satan. That's all I have to say to you. If you don't come around to reality and open your mind and say, all right, let me look at that space station. Let me see if that might be true. Let me think about these anti-gravity experiments. I study this. Let's look into Rosetta mission. Well, no, you can't do that because it doesn't exist. No, rockets don't exist. Oh, the space station's not really there. The satellites aren't real. No, there's nothing real. Your mind is gone. All right, that was pretty intense, and it meant to be intense, and it will be intense if you don't straighten out and start to look for yourself and think through your own eyes and your own mind. And don't let anybody tell you, oh, don't shut your eyes, don't believe this, and they bully you into saying silly, foolish things to make you believe against God, or believe so deeply in God that you can close your eyes to the reality that exists around you, because you will be used as a tool. And that wise up guy, he is using you. Somehow he's hooked in with Satan, as far as I'm concerned, because anybody that can talk to you the way he talks to you, and be so completely out of touch with reality, there's no question whatsoever he is finding you as tools. Now, I don't know what his end game is, but it's not going to be good for you. I can guarantee you that. Come around to reality. Just make up your own mind. Come up on here. This Mud Fossil University, I had to start it because I had the facts, and they're being overridden by foolish opinions on every single side. So all I can do is present the facts. You make up your own mind. But don't come attacking me about flat earth. Attack me about the science. That's fine. I have no problem with the science. But don't tell me that I have to try to figure out some toroidal convulsive effect of flat geosynchronous ridiculousness. That's insanity. If you can't deal with the space station and comets and Mars and the rover and all of that stuff and satellites and rockets, your mind has no place in the realm of reality. And you will, God, I can't imagine wanting you to be around other people that are sane. I really can't. I'm sorry I have to say this. I don't mean any abuse on anyone, but I'm done with your abuse to me. So this is talk to me about flat earth, you're gone. You're blocked. Come up with science that's real science, I can deal with that. Come with facts that are real facts, I can deal with that. But you say everything's computer generated, so it's not real. There's none of this. Oh, don't say that because it's not true. I have no room for you in my life. That's all. I can't. I'm turning the other cheek on you. All right? And all I can say is good luck. That's your attitude. Stick with it if you want. That's what's called free will.